Сьогодні ми благословенні представити одну з цих проникливих лекцій під назвою «Сутра Сурангама. 25 засобів для просвітництва». Третій розділ, частина 5-6, проміж майстром та учнями. Видана англійською мовою 6 квітня 2019 року в Тайвані. Також відомій як Формоса.
Now, the contributing karma, this is a karma that people, collective karma. People around you, they make trouble for you, okay? Of course, you can do that if you don't teach anybody. If you're alone, practicing all for yourself and maybe indirectly, automatically, by the way, influence your 5, 6, 7 generation. But if you are a master, any karma is allowed to be near you, to cling on you, to rub off on you, no matter if you're Buddha or not. See, that's why the Buddha, because of his disciple, he has no food for 3 months. He has to eat horse food. And Jesus has to be nailed on the cross because of karma of disciples. And endless other masters, you name them, they all have them, okay? But for the disciples, it's no problem, no big deal. You don't have anything. You may be affected, it can be affected for just temporarily, but hardly anything too serious. That's a job. You want a job? No. Wise. You see, this man, he's probably, later on, the world call him precept number 1, Just like Ananda is memory number 1, and 文殊 英文怎么讲? Manjushri is wisdom number 1, for example, like that. And Maudalagayana is magical number 1, etc. Yeah? This one, precept withholding number 1. That's why he became like a precept transmitter in this group. Whoever knew a karma, he probably transmit the precepts. So he's a law holder in this assembly, So that's what he thinks, precepts, and controlling your mind, your body. Don't let it ruin you. Don't let it rule over you is a method, right? Now, Maugayayana arose from his seat, bowed at the feet of the Buddha, and said to the Buddha, "Once when I was out on the road begging for food, I met the 3 Kashyapa brothers. 3 of them. One name is Uruviva, another one named Gaya, the other one named Nadi, who proclaimed for me the third come one's profound principle of causes and conditions. I immediately brought forth resolve and obtained the great understanding." Just to hear the cause and effect, he determined to obtain a great understanding, meaning he resolved he must get enlightenment. He resolved at that time, because sometime maybe he became a monk under the Buddha, but he has not completely determined in his mind to get enlightenment. Just too comfortable. Every day sit at the Buddha's feet, listening to him talking and explaining things, and the Buddha pamper, spoiling all these monks like his own children. It's too comfortable. You know something and you feel something and you're determined to get it. It's another thing. So he okay, everybody should get enlightenment just like all of you do. Yes, Master, we want enlightenment, but I don't know how much you want. So only that day when he went out begging, and suddenly he listened to these 3 brothers, same in the house, same Buddha's monk, talking about cause and effect. Karmas, And suddenly at that time, maybe he feels scared. Suddenly it hit him that if he doesn't practice well, if he doesn't get complete enlightenment, maybe like that. Every day he took things for granted. I have a Buddha. Buddha will save me. Just don't even think like that. Just too comfortable. Just sit there. doing not much. Maybe don't meditate very well the way you do. You meditate better, right? Huh?
How did he learn so fast after he went outside and started?
It just happened, okay? Just like sometimes suddenly you listen to me for years, the computer, or internet. Master, you're the Buddha, enlightenment nature. We all have to be disciplined, must get enlightenment. You listen and then, oh yeah, okay. But you don't get it. And suddenly one day you hear one of my sentence, and then, it hit you. It brings you something that you never know before. Or maybe one of your brother and sister, they just talk together about something, and at that moment, somehow it drives home something, okay? It just happened, yeah. We need a lot of cause and conditions to arrive at where we want to arrive, okay? So it's just like some monks before, he listened to this and then he listened to that, or suddenly he saw this and then he awakened. Not because of the bathtub, not because of the bathhouse, not because of the water. It's just the condition ripened, and then it happened. Just like your mother keep giving you milk, and then suddenly one day, that's it, you don't need more milk. And I have practicing to ride bicycle when I was young. It keep falling, hurting my knees. And one day I just can. I thought I could not. I keep falling and the bicycle run away from you, They control you, not you control the bicycle. It doesn't go straight, it goes to anywhere. You know that when you first try the bicycle. Just one day I just can, just like that. You see? Yeah. Time, Yeah. Just time, just the right time, yes. And probably these three brothers talk to each other about the bad consequences of bad action, Like you could go to hell forever or suffering forever. Just like one of the sutra, Maugalayana. One day he also had to take one of his disciples to go to see hell, see all kind of suffering, to wake him up. See that? Now these three brothers was talking probably about something very terrible that happened in hell. Maybe because they themselves saw it. That's why it makes more impressive influence on Maugalayana. Understand? The Buddha say, okay, if you don't practice, you eat meat, you drink wine, you go to hell. And everybody knows that already, It didn't hit him until that day. Personal experience from these three brothers tell me, my God, yesterday I went to hell. Not went to hell maybe, but hell was open for me to see the scene that people suffer in there, or the beings suffer in it. It was incredible. It's unbearable. And then it hit him that it's true, it really has hell. And people, beings truly suffering in there. A turning point in his life, hit him. So he became determined to pursue Buddhahood, at least enlightenment. Otherwise he don't want to go to hell like that, The third come one accepted me, and the kasaya was on my body, and my hair fell out by itself. After that, he came to the Buddha to want to become a monk then. Maybe he was just a lay person before, and just come and go, don't care. What for, become a monk? A monk eat one meal a day, how can I bear it? I stay at home, I still have this and that, I eat good food and still can get enlightenment. You see? The Buddha did not say that all of us have to be monks in order to have enlightenment and to reach Buddhi, so why bother, Only then it hit him and he ran to the Buddha, became monk. And the kasaya means the big robe, the most outer robe of the monk. It's like a blanket. Before, you just wrap on your shoulder. Nowadays, they make a button or something here so that it don't fall off. It's just a blanket that mostly Hindu monks still using it. They have a blanket, they carry it on their shoulder, so it's convenient, And then monks, they have it. They carry it everywhere. They can spread it on the floor to sleep. They can cover themselves. or they can cover when they take a bath in the Ganges, or they don't be too indecently exposed, or change the clothes, something like that. Finally, until this day, in some country it become like a must-have, but it doesn't have that practical function anymore. Because in India at that time you have only one inner garment, maybe another cloth or inner garment, and then outside you have this. And you cover yourself from the shoulder on down all the way to your feet when you walk. It's for distance. And also when it's too hot, you cover shorter, for men it's easy. The Hindu monk, they have that, okay? They have only maybe a short or a long cloth underneath, and they have a kasha. Some have more, maybe a t-shirt on top, saffron color or pink color, yeah. Or maybe not, just that this wrap around, and they use it for many things, to even filter their water. They use a corner of it, pour water into their gourd or something, or their bowl to filter. In the old time they do that, because they don't have other means. Especially if you are wandering monk, how can you carry all kind of filter bottle, filter machine with you, nah? Or here you have all filter water, clean, yeah, very good. So that's called a kasya, yeah? And nowadays they make it more official and in the old time the kasya will wear out sometimes, and the monks of course will mend it with their little part of cloth. And the more patches, meaning the older, more senior in the monkhood, yeah? And nowadays they all sew it all up for you already. Many pieces on your kasya, just symbolic, mean that you mature in monkhood, that you are bhikkhu and bhikkhuni, yeah. But in the old time, there was a very practical piece of clothing for the monks and for the nuns, yeah. The nuns, of course, has to wear more. The monk is easy. Even just that is enough. And they wash it and they wear it immediately. Mostly they have only that. They don't have double to change. I had almost like that when I was in Rishikesh, except it's white. I had 2 pairs. Because if a woman, you get wet, it clings to your body. It's not good. So if it's wet, I change. So I have 2 pairs, but very thin so that I can carry around, okay? And some undergarment, of course, all right. So I had only 2. I wash and I wear immediately. Just put on the rock and you wrap around with something, and then you wait, you meditate, and then your clothes dry, and then you go home. I feel very nostalgic. As long as I'm along the Ganges River, I do this thing, yeah. I can't remember so many places I went, yeah. That kind of life is my life. That really is my life. I was so happy. I did not even think that I'm happy or not happy. You just feel, empty of everything. You just fine, you just live your life. That's the life that I want. And I always love that kind of life. That's the happiest time of my life.
That reminds of the poem On a Riverbank.
Yeah, I also sat on the riverbank. And that's where the poem came from, the song came from. Also another one I made for the Buddha birthday, also on the Ganges River. Yeah, these poems are real, real scenery. Yeah. I really love to have that kind of life. You have no idea. You have no idea. You have no idea how I love that kind of life.
The other day I was talking to a sister from India, and we were saying if we could organize a retreat back in Rishikesh or something.
You mean me? Are you?
Probably we could have worked.
All of you?
Yeah.
I don't know if they have such a big place for you in Rishikesh. It's kind of mountainous, yeah, and some ashram are very small.
There's a lot of temples.
Temple, but you not know for all this. Small temples, yes. Yeah. And they let you stay 3 days only. Every resting place in between or temple, 3 days you can stay. Because others can come, otherwise you keep staying there and you become owner of the temple and no other pilgrim has no place, you see? So the rule, 3 days, yes, maximum. That's very hospitable already, yeah? But I love this kind of life. I don't remember any time, even during my marriage, good marriage, would I have been so happy as that time in Rishikesh. Rishikesh is a more deep impressed because I stayed there long and alone in little mud hut, and truly lived the life that I wanted to, even though I don't have a lot of money. Every day I can afford to make my own chapati, a few, and then a cucumber or peanut butter. That's it. If I eat an extra samosa, the next day I have to to skip lunch. Yeah, it's cheap, but I didn't have a lot of money at that time. It had to last. I didn't know how long I stayed. Now I think about it. That's the happiest time ever, of my life. Happiest time. And if I could do it again now, I would be ever so happy again. I imagine that. That is for sure. I know what I want. But we don't always have what we want in life, Life takes us different paths. We just accept it. That brings me to another topic. The brother asked me, just one more tent, and this one is bigger for you, Master, more comfortable, bigger, large. I said, no, I have one already, and I'm happy in it. Why have another? He said, just one more in case. I said, no, one more is too many already, because now I already have a lot of things. When I first came to the cave, I'm happy. I have only a few pair of clothes hanging on the string at the window, I don't even have where to hang. I tie the knot between one door and one window to make it like a triangle, empty spot, so I can hang a few pair of clothes. Yeah, and I intended to live like that. And because I forgot that I need to go out and appear in the public and then, conference this and that, and then so they bring clothes in, and then because the cave was leaking, originally, I put clothes somewhere else, so I don't want to put it in my cave. I want my cave just empty like that, as is. I don't even want one more chair inside. Just sit on that step so that I can use it also to climb high if I need. But then they brought in a big television. Fine, okay, it's good for me to check out sometime SMTV. And then later, because of my dogs, I have to move my dogs to where I put the clothes before. I used to live in the VIP house and one room and put all the clothes in there. That was temporarily during the first retreat. I don't want to stay there. I didn't want to. Any houses, don't want to. And have garden and lock gates and everything, So then I moved to the other emptier house. But then the dogs came and they want to see me, and I don't want to go to the VIP house to see the dogs. The dogs stay in the VIP house. I stay in the cave. So I have to move the dogs there so that I can see them often to see if they're okay or not okay, if they're well taken care or not. You can see that if you see them often, yeah. And every day I go there and make it into my office, yeah. But that only when I see the dogs. And when I don't see the dogs, then I bring work back to the cave and work there. Also there is electricity, light, yeah, they put it in. Before I don't have. If I don't have to work, I don't need electricity either. When I first came, I did not even have this heater fan. Nothing. And okay for winter too. If you zip the tent down, then you don't feel that cold. Just a little bit more clothes or more blanket, yeah. They brought me three very thin fleece kind of blanket. Sleeping bag actually type, but I zip it all out and make it. I pin them together, 3 into one blanket. I didn't want to bother take another blanket in anything. I use them all like that, and it was okay. It's a little chilly, but it wasn't all bad. When you're tired, you come home, you just drop dead. Meditate and then drop dead. You don't feel too much discomfort. And then slowly, because of work, and then I have to move all the clothes back to the cave. And now I have even these plastic closet, yeah. But plastic, thank God, But that's it. That's what I have now. Yeah, nothing more. Because of the clothes, to protect these delicate clothes like vegan fur and stuff like that. So he wanted to squeeze that tent also inside there. I said, no, please, don't make me sacrifice more than I already do. I said the clothes and the closet now that we brought newly in is already my limit of sacrifice for all this, okay, for my cave. No more, please take. He did not understand, so I had to tell him that these clothes and closet already a sacrifice for me. So if you put another 10 here now, it's a bigger sacrifice. Don't force it. I don't want it. If I can, I would throw everything out in just a few pair of clothes. That's all, then I'm happy. But I cannot, so I have to accept it. So just don't make any more. He didn't mean anything bad. He worried about me. He was crying even. Master, why you stay in such a small space like that? I said, small? I am small. That's enough. The coffin is even smaller. The coffin, when we die, even smaller, and we fit all in. Why worry about now? The tent is okay, just fine. Yeah.